I'm gonna be doing something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I'm gonna try to purge my closet and see if I can sell some stuff on Vinted. So today, I'm gonna go ahead and take a chance and take an opportunity and look at my closet and see if I can get rid of some stuff and sell it on Vinted. If you're not familiar with Vinted, actually I'm not familiar with Vinted. I'm gonna set up my account and I'm gonna try to sell some stuff. My sister, we were just talking about this yesterday because I had told her about it. I follow on YouTube a bunch of accounts from Spain, and I think this app is very common and very popular in Spain. It's called Vinted, and just recently I see it pop up on Instagram and stuff, and now I see that it's available in the US. Supposedly, I haven't even set up my account yet, but supposedly, because she told me she set it up last night and she called me to verify it, that basically we keep all the money that we sell, like the seller keeps all the money. You have to basically just post whatever you want online, you sell it. The buyer is the one who ships, who chooses the shipping method, and they pay for the shipping. And I think the app, because I was like, okay, how does the app make any money? They basically, I think, make like a small percentage of the sale, but through the purchase, it kind of goes from, like, everything is incurred by the buyer, not the seller. So I'm gonna give it a try because I definitely have things to get rid of, but I'm gonna start with shoes today. I have definitely given up a lot of stuff in the past, given up a lot of stuff for free, donated it, given it to friends, whatnot, but things are tough. And if we can make a little bit of money on the side, why not? From stuff that we don't use anymore, why not? There's definitely some items that I'm gonna keep because sometimes you're like, I don't want to get rid of that. I love it, sentimental value. I'm gonna wear it one day, whatever, when it lose weight, blah 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 blah, which usually never happens. But shoes I can definitely get rid of because I wear the same 2 pairs of shoes all the time. I'm gonna show you. This is what I wear all the time. This, which I need to clean them up. These are from QVC and they're like Dr. Scholl's, and I have them in black and in brown, and I could buy every single color. These are the most comfortable things to wear, and my office doesn't really require a coat of clothing. Obviously just decent, but I don't have to wear heels. I don't have to wear, nothing fancy. So these are definitely my lifesaver. One brown, one black, and that covers pretty much like all the outfits. But let's get closer, and I'm going to show you how many pairs of shoes I have that I never wear. I haven't worn in, I don't even remember when was the last time I wore these shoes. Okay, so let's start with this row right here. These shoes, man, I love these shoes, but this heel, even though they're like a wedge, I just can't do this height anymore. I just can't. I mean, I feel like I'm on a trip, and I can't. I love them so much. I love anything with snake print, and I even tried them on right now, and they weren't too uncomfortable, but I just know that I'm not gonna wear it. I'm gonna feel very uncomfortable and very just insecure. I need something of a lower wedge height, which I'm keeping these. These are like a little bit lower, as you can see. So these I'm gonna keep. I know these are cooler, but these are going. So 1 pair, not too bad. And then these, even more unstable, uncomfortable, and I never really actually loved the strap. This was actually like always pinching me. Not the greatest design. So I'm not really, these are not painful to get rid of, because these, even when I wore them, and they're Vince Camuto. Oh no, actually they're ink. Sorry about that. And the other ones are Franco Sarto, which are super comfortable shoes. But this one is also going. These I'm gonna keep. See, I mean, I love me a pair of wedges. These are so comfy too. No idea who these are. From Franco Sarto too. Yeah, I like Franco Sarto. They're a very good, comfortable brand. These Aldo, which maybe not the best brand, but I really like them. I could definitely wear these, and they're short. They're like kind of like gladiator sandals. I'm keeping these. These, I'm gonna keep them for a while, but to be honest, not the most comfortable. I don't know why, because they're a really good high, but I just don't know why they're not that comfortable. Tommy Hilfiger, I got these at like Home Goods or something. Super cheap. They were like $15, I think. Maybe not that cheap, maybe they were like 30. But for some reason, they're not that comfortable. These are not super comfortable either, Tory Burch, but they're Tory Burch. I'm not gonna get rid of Tory Burch shoes. Let me see what else. Oh my God, I could totally get rid of these. I totally forgot I had these. I don't even know where these are from, but yeah, I cannot wear something this flat anymore. With my plantar fasciitis, there's no way, I can't. So these are going. These are okay, I can wear them. Not super comfortable, but they're okay. These are not super comfortable either, but I love these. I'm not sure who these are. From Vince Camuto. I got these at a Dillard's in, I want to say Dallas. When we were visiting some friends, we went to do a little bit of shopping one day, and I found these for like $10 or $15. We all got shoes that day. My mom, my sister. They had like a really good sale. We don't have Dillard's anymore in Miami. I really like that store. Let me see. Let's go look at the high heel section. I can definitely get rid of some high heel shoes for sure. Okay, high heels. Coach, not super comfortable, but they're small enough, and I just need to keep using those things that are like to widen the thing. See, I have them in black. These are the ones that I showed you. Greatest pair of shoes ever. Now, technically I can get rid of all these long, high heels, but let's be realistic. Let's just keep a couple that maybe one day I might wear. These for sure, I will not. These for sure I will not. I don't know what possessed me to buy these things. I don't think I wore this more than like 5 times ever. So getting rid of them for sure. These are not super uncomfortable. And I got them, I think, on like Last Act. As you can see, as I told you, I love snake print. Maybe like an office shoe, but realistically, I don't think I will wear this. This is not the most comfortable pair of shoe. I have like fat, feet and wide feet, and those are not the most comfortable. These, absolutely, I will not miss these shoes. These are probably the most uncomfortable pair of shoes that I've ever bought. Steve Madden, but they're super narrow. Like, I don't know why I bought these. Super, super uncomfortable. No, I can't. Cannot. These, worn them enough, but I definitely realized that I need to wear something of a thicker, front platform, so I cannot wear these. Super cute at one point, but they just won't do anymore. These I'm gonna keep for a little bit now because these are like, just these go with everything, and maybe one day I might need something like of a higher heel. I have them in nude and I have them in black, but they're a good shoe to have, I guess. So I'm just gonna keep them for now and see if I ever wear them. I have sneakers over here, but I'm not gonna get rid of. Let me see. See what I have here. Let me just organize a little bit. This is another plus of like going through your closet. You organize your closet. So right now, you guys, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs of shoes that I'm gonna be getting rid of. Now let's go a little bit higher up in the closet. And I have these that my sister gifted me. Super cute. They're plastic. Super, super, super uncomfortable. I don't think I could ever. I think I wore them one time and I was like, I can't. Plastic, they hurt my feet super, just a lot. Not a person that really loves Birkenstock. I don't think they're that comfortable, which is why I told you the Tory Burch are not very comfortable. I'm just keeping them because they're Tory Burch and they're expensive and they were a gift, so I'm not getting rid of Tory Burch. Used to wear a lot of flip-flops. Don't wear them anymore, but I don't wear them that often anymore, but they're expensive. Never gonna get the money that I spent, on them. My mom has the same shoe size as me, so she can technically wear them, and she does wear flip-flops all the time, so we can technically share. So I'm gonna be keeping these for a while. They're really good for traveling too. Sorry about that. What happened to the camera? I just bumped it with my shoulder by mistake. They're really good for traveling too, so I'm just gonna keep them. It's just, let's not go crazy now. And then this is like my sneaker shelf. I don't wear a lot of sneakers, but for some reason I have like way too many sneakers. Never wore these. I think I got these on a final sale at Macy's. probably these two. These are cute. I don't wear them that much. Maybe I'll keep them for a little bit longer, but I can definitely get rid of these because I never wear these. Never, like never. They're basically like, they're basically brand new. I think I wore them like once, honestly. So those are going out. I know these are like Birkenstock style and they're too old to sell, honestly. I think I need to get rid of this, just period. Not sell them, but just get rid of these. These I got, we went to Philadelphia last year and my sister and my cousin are huge fans of QVC, and they had like a QVC outlet, which we thought it was going to be a lot bigger, to be honest with you. It was a little bit disappointed. But guess who is the one that purchased the most? Me, yes. I bought these, as you can tell, snake print again. Super cute. I really like them. I haven't worn them yet, but they're really cute. I'm not going to get rid of them yet. And I got a pair of sneakers. I got underwear. I got a bunch of stuff that day. So, well, I think that's pretty much it. Not to worry, because I have shoes here that I haven't even taken off. You know, they're still in the boxes. I have some Sam Edelmans right there that my sister won't let me get rid of. She's like, those are too cute. You cannot sell these. Kurt Geiger, super cute. I haven't worn them yet. And you see all those boxes of shoes down there? Calvin Klein, Donna Karan. I don't know about you, but I don't know if this happens to you. I went to Macy's one time and I was so happy because I found like multiple pairs of shoes that fit me like just like a glove, and I was like, I have to get these because it's not the easiest thing for me to find shoes. My size is 10, so it's not horrible, but I usually go for the wide shoe, and most brands don't make wide shoes. I usually end up buying whatchamacallit, Kelly and Katie, I think it's called. It used to be in DSW. I don't even know they are anymore, but they used to sell wide. And also Naturalizers are the ones that sell wide. So most of my espadrilles and like wedges and like sneakers are definitely from Naturalizer because they come with wide. So I ended up buying like 4 pairs of shoes at Macy's that one time. And I was so ecstatic. They were like super cute shoes. Donna Karan, Coach, Sam Edelman. Come to find out, I don't know, like maybe a couple weeks later when I started like to wear the shoes, I was like, none of these shoes fit. Everything is like tight. I don't know if it's because you try them on in like a carpet and maybe they feel more comfortable. I have no idea. But I basically have all the shoes and I ended up having to buy the thing to widen the shoe, but I have to like do more of it so I can wear those shoes. I have like 4 pairs of shoes. So I'm gonna try widening. See, this is the thing that I told you about. I'm sure you've seen it on Amazon. I'm gonna try to widen these Sam Edelmans because they're really cute, and I really want like a cute sandal, and I really like these. Good heel, everything, but it's just a little too narrow. And then I'm gonna try and widen these as well. These are Michael Kors. They were like a fantastic price, great heel, but again, just a little bit too narrow for my white feet. Wish me luck. So, not too bad. 3, 7, 9. Not too bad. I'll let you know how it goes. Next step, obviously, I need to clean them up, take pictures, and create the account and post all the information online. I will let you know maybe in a future video. I'll link it, see if you want to check it out. These are all size 10, you guys. And none of them are really wide. I think they're all just regular. So I realized that I didn't put like the height of the platforms or the heels in the app. So I'm actually gonna do that now so I can update the listings. I've been getting a lot of hits in terms of like people favoring my shoes, but no purchases yet. So I've been doing this, it's been a few days since I posted originally. So I'm gonna get to it and update my listings. One thing that the app asked me was when I uploaded these Guess shoes, which are originally Guess, they're not counterfeit or anything. It asks me for like proof that it is a Guess sneaker, because they're obviously they don't allow me like counterfeit. As a matter of fact, when I uploaded these are not Birkenstock, but I put like Birkenstock style. It initially flagged me and didn't even let me post it. I had to like amend the posting. So anyway, it was asking me for like insoles. Since I didn't have the shoe with me when I was uploading the pictures, I couldn't do it. But now that I see, it does have, because it was asking me for either like a serial number, something of the sole, that it said that it was Guess, just to confirm that it wasn't actually a Guess sneaker. So now that I can verify, which I knew that it was Guess, I just didn't have the photo with me, I'm gonna go ahead and update it, letting them know that it is a Guess sneaker, in fact, and not a counterfeit. So, interesting facts about this app. Very good for that app. Hi guys, I am gonna try to make a recipe that I've been trying to make or been wanting to make forever. And today I was like, it's the day, I'm just gonna make it. I don't feel like cooking right now, and it's supposedly a super easy and super quick recipe. It's pasta. I love pasta. I could have pasta every day of the week and twice on Sunday. But this is pasta al limone. So I've made pasta like with olive oil and what's it called? And garlic, which is pasta aglio olio or something like that. And I really like how it turned out. I've made it several times, but I've always wanted to make this one. So I'm gonna try and make it today. Now I've been looking at a bunch of recipes online. And I'm gonna try to make kind of like a combination of a couple that I saw, because there's many variations, as you can imagine, of every recipe out there. And this one went from like the very simple to like very, not complicated, but just like a lot more ingredients. So I'm making like a very simple recipe. Right now I'm just boiling the pasta. Now I'm making kind of like very little pasta. It's basically like one portion just for me, kind of like what I had just left over. And it's barely a portion, to be honest with you. I'll just, have it with like a side salad or something. And I'm gonna be making the sauce. Now, I saw a couple of like, YouTube videos and whatnot. I definitely do not consider myself a chef, a cook whatsoever, but I do like to dabble. And truth be told, I did go to culinary school for 1 year. I went to Johnson & Wales. So I'm gonna be calling the series Cooking School Dropout because that's what I am. I only did a year, and after a year I realized that although I love cooking, I definitely did not have it in me. I'm not creative enough. Seeing like my utility room, let me switch the view so you get a nicer view. I'm definitely not creative enough to come up with recipes and to be like a chef and to have like, a restaurant, a Michelin star. Like I think I cook pretty well, but not to the point of like coming up with new recipes and stuff like that. So I was like, this is not for me. Maybe in the future I can have like, a restaurant, invest in a restaurant, something like that. But because I still love the restaurant business, I still love cooking. But as far as like becoming a chef and finishing my culinary schooling, I was like, this is not for me. So I dropped off. So this is going to be called Cooking School Dropout. I'm going to be making very simple recipes, going to be trying summer recipes for the first time with you. I'm not going to put, maybe I'll put like the recipe in the link so you can follow, but honestly, do not hold me to it. This is like my very first time making this. As I make it more often, maybe I'll tell you how to, if I find like a good medium and a good point and a good recipe, then I'll tell you, oh guys, this is the one that I've tried and I've made some changes and this works great. Otherwise, just let me know how I did. Let me know if you think I should change a few things, how you make pasta al limone, etc. And if you try this recipe, then let me know how it turns out. So let me show you the ingredients. So then this is what basically I'm gonna be using. This is the juice of 1 lemon, and this is kind of like the size of the lemons that I was using. And I'm making like very little. I mean, I've reduced the recipe by quite a lot because I'm making like a very small portion of pasta. Most of them give you the recipes and the ingredients for like probably like a full pound, and I'm making not even like a quarter, I think. So this is I grated basically 2 lemons because 1 was not giving me enough. And I was like, let me just make a little bit, even if I don't use all of it, because I don't want to make it too acidy and too like, too lemony because it is a small portion. I have more butter in case I need it, but I don't think I need it. This is what I have right now. That might be enough. I have some Parmesan cheese, I have some olive oil, and of course some salt and pepper. And that's all I'm gonna be using for today's recipe. And let's see how it turns out. I'm gonna be adding a little bit of olive oil. This is what they said. I'm gonna put it like in medium high. And I'm just gonna be using the same utensils for everything. And I'm gonna be just making a little bit of butter with a little bit of olive oil. And then I'm just gonna add the zest, or some of the zest, because I'm gonna keep some of it for like garnish. And I'm gonna be trying it, and see if it needs more. Once you add it, you can take it out. So it's better to add less, and then you can just adjust it. That is one thing I did learn from culinary school. You can always add, you can never subtract. So let's melt this a little bit. I don't want the butter to melt, but when you mix olive oil and butter, that's the key to not have either of them like burn. See, I don't like my pasta too al dente, to be honest with you. Finish cooking a little bit in the pan anyway. So let's see. Which is done. I'm just gonna keep it on low. But this is pretty much done. Just gonna keep it on low so the water stays nice and hot, because we're gonna use a little bit of our pasta water. So this is melting. They say this is like a very common recipe, I think in like northern Italy, if I'm not mistaken. Because it's very easy to make. People make it like often because it's just very quick. Which I don't know how quick it is if you have to like zest the lemon. I guess it's not that bad. Let me turn the heat a little bit. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more butter because the recipes that I was watching, most of them added like a whole stick of butter. But then we're making like a full package, maybe a pasta. I'm not making nearly as much, but it's still, I was thinking like half a stick of butter might be more than enough. But I wasn't even using that. I was using like maybe like I don't know, like an eighth or something, like very, very small. So I'm gonna add a little bit more because this is basically gonna be our sauce, and you want it to coat all the pasta. And I'm gonna add didn't add the most of it. I'm gonna add it definitely smells lemony. I'm gonna turn down the heat. And now I'm just gonna add the pasta. I think that was a good portion of everything because I can see it coating the pasta nicely. I'm going to use a little bit of that pasta water because that has all the starch that you need. I can definitely kind of like smell the lemon and like that lemony and bitterness, I guess you can say, of the lemon. So I don't think I'm gonna add any more zest or lemon juice, even though what I have is like very little. I can definitely smell it. And then what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of salt. I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper. Now I'm gonna turn it off and I'm gonna just sprinkle some Parmesan cheese. I'm using, like I said, Parmesan. Recipe called for like either pecorino, but if you didn't have it, just get Parmesan. Definitely looks creamy, right? A lot of recipes called for like whatchamacallit, like milk, you know, like heavy cream, just all sorts of stuff, like the rinds of the lemon to be julienne. I thought that would be a little bit too bitter. So what I'm gonna do is actually just gonna let this rest a little bit, because I like for things to like just get a little bit more flavor, and then we'll taste it. Second thought, I think I am going to go ahead and taste it, and that way I can adjust, see if it needs anything else, and then just let it simmer. I think it's gonna be really hot. I don't want to get too big a bite because I know it's gonna be really hot, but then it's like I can't taste it if I don't get a big enough bite. Okay, let's see. Definitely lemony. I would say probably add a little bit of less lemon if I were making it just for myself again. I think it's a little bit too lemony for my taste, but not too shabby, not too bad, not too bad at all. I think all in all, for the first time, success. I'll let you know. When it's I'm gonna let it simmer a little bit more, and then I'm gonna plate it and show you guys. Well, this is what the final product looked like, with a little bit more Parmesan cheese and a little bit of the lemon zest, I'm sorry. I think all in all, it looks pretty good.